All right, this is April 3rd. All right, I think the last video I did was 2 days ago, but I wanted to try to catch up and go over some of the stocks that I've been on or have traded for the past 2 days. I really didn't trade that much either, um, even though while looking at how, what trades or what stocks I actually did select during the week. I did see that I traded at least 9 times, so that's a little bit long, a little bit more than I really want. I want to be able to get into one stock and then be able to hold it for at least a couple of days as it's increasing. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but the less trades, the better. That's the way it should be. Boring. You know, it should be boring. Essentially, anyway, I want to get into a couple of the trades that I made. I am holding two of them right now. That's why I keep on scrolling back and forth. APT and MRNA. I am holding those two at the current moment, looking to see what they do. But before I even get into that, I'll probably do that for another video. I would like to get into FT. No, BMRA. So BMRA yesterday came out with some news. They were doing with what was it? Presbyterian? No, Mount Sinai. It was with Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai was giving them some money so they can be able to do some development with this coronavirus. So I ended up buying the news, essentially pre-market, and it was still just me trying to get rid of the emotional factor that I've been trading with. It took me some time to get over it, but once I got over it and really starting to get a sense of where the market is heading and stuff like that, right now, this stock BMRA was a perfect example of why I should not have gotten into the stock itself. Essentially, it was up pre-market, right? So pre-market is not a stock that I like to choose, um, but it was up so much, and I thought that it could hold, right? So I said, oh, this can hold. As you can see on Thursday, pre-market, it spiked up. Was straight on up right as the news hit, and when anything like that happens, we know that there's going to be a pullback, but it's just trying to determine how much of a pullback there actually is. The pullback on this one, as you could tell, continued throughout the day and even until today, which is Friday. But I was banking on the fact that it was, working in the whole space of coronavirus and things of that nature without taking in its full chart. I was really based off of its emotion. This is why I say emotion should not be a part of the trading. So as we can tell, it's been having some red days, and even as high as it was in the pre-market, uh, if I had just waited to allow the stock to really present itself, really, because it's just waking up. It's just like a person, right? These stocks are just like people. It's like they're just waking up. So if you're buying it in the pre-market just because it's up, then you never know what type of person you're going to get later on in the afternoon. They're probably cranky at that time, right? So with this stock particularly, that is something that I had to keep in mind. And we saw that it was also declining in momentum. So there were so many indicators on the long-term chart that I wasn't taking. I was just putting in emotional effects, and because I was doing that, that's why I lost. I actually lost a considerable amount too. Not a considerable amount, but I got in at $8.70. Yeah, I got in at $8.70, and I sold at $7.19. And when I sold, and this is why I want to make sure I can get this screen share from my laptop, because I can really see the price markers on my laptop versus my phone. There's like two things that I wish TD Ameritrade would do. Update notes that you can take on your phone and on your laptop, so it's recorded or it's remembered, because you can remember the watch list, but you can't remember the notes on your phone. So I wish that there was some um, trans reference or trans communication between the platform, desktop platform, and the mobile device. Hold on, Alexa, pause the music. There we go. It was starting to get a little too loud. Sorry. So anyway, with BMRA, got in pre-market. No, no, I didn't get in at pre-market. Actually, I got in at the market open, and this is why I said at around 9:45, which I'm still not giving it time to really show itself. So for me, trading a stock that early pre-market based off of news and emotion was not really the best idea. So that's why I lost. Like I said, I have more opportunity to get into the actual or to get out of the stock. Really, I had an opportunity to get out at the what was it? It was like 850 area, and I chose against it. Um, so if I got in right around here, right, and it didn't do what I wanted it to do, which I thought it was going to go up. I thought it was going to carry. I thought it was literally going to carry the MMA. I guess I want to do MMA. I thought it was going to carry the 50 EMA over the VWAP. It didn't. That's why I bought. I bought here. Um, that's why I bought here. Hold on. This is. Oh, that's no. That's 9:45. Yeah, 9:45. So that's why I bought around here at 9:45 because I thought it was going to carry the EMAs over the VWAP, which it did not. It did not find that strength as it continued to pull the price down, according to the MACD and the VWAP. It started to pull the price down, started to pull the momentum down, and that's why it didn't do well. That's why it just kept on going down. So I could have got out a little bit sooner than that. Definitely could have got out. Well, right around here. Right here was. Um, Sorry. Come on now. Work with me. There we go. Could have got out at the 770 area. Could have got out at the 795 area. I definitely could have got out and minimized my loss, but I got out at 720. Right before, yeah, right after lunch. I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. I felt like I was torturing myself, and if I kept on holding, I would have kept on losing. So really just cut your losses and let it go. You can always trade another day, right? So BMRA and VAPO. VAPO really disappointed me. I thought, you know, I was more enthralled with VAPO because it has this high intensity heated respirator system that's supposed to really clear out the infected lungs of whoever that they're dealing with, whatever patient that they're dealing with, right? So with this stock, not only did it not hold because I bought it on hold on, which day did I buy this again? Yeah. See, this is why I had it on my laptop. Let's see. I bought you just. Yes. Well, Vapo has been a good stock to me from before. So, like, I remember it, but that's why I got in it this time. But yeah, I got in at 1688, and then I sold a 1740. Oh, okay, never mind. So, yeah, I did, get in on this stock, but apparently I didn't do as bad as I thought I did. But still, I thought it was gonna break this $20 range, and it didn't. It should have. It didn't. What can I do? The only thing you can do is just recognize that there is a resistance, and then once that resistance is there, start to figure out ways if it's going to bounce through, or is there any technicals that are suggesting that it will it will go back up. Like right now, it doesn't suggest anything that says it will go right back up because the 200-day and the 50-day are still kind of fighting over who is, if this stock should be coming down or going up, essentially. So if the 50-day continues to rise on up, then we could see a break in that $20 area. But as of right now, there isn't a break. So I will keep this on watch as volume continues to go in. So I'm gonna put this on pause as I'm watching another stock in play right now. All right, I'm back. I know I was going over this stock VAPO particularly because, like I said, I got in. I got in and then I got out, right? So if I look back, and like I said, I got distracted with another stock that I was holding, APT, but I am coming back, right? I'm coming back to VAPO. So VAPO, it was just starting to find a whole lot of weakness. After I bought in at a really good price too, at nine, it was actually 1950. Um, and I wish you could see it on this chart because I bought this a couple of times. I'm seeing that on the actual Thinkorswim trade, it shows up a little differently. But I did buy at 1950, and it did run up when I bought it to the 20s, and then I was holding it. I was like really a bag holder for a couple of days. Like right after it spiked on Tuesday, on right after it spiked on Monday, on Tuesday it was down, and then Wednesday it was down, and then yesterday was the only day that I had where I could actually sell it and sell it pretty much to break even. Which I did not do. I still sold it at 1870. So I was still hoping that it would have an opportunity to pop right back up. It did not. As you can tell by the indicators here, we're centering everything around the VWAP. So if the VWAP is the center of your trades, then it is easier to identify when to buy and sell, right? And its relation into your downside risk and your upside reward, right? So, and so with the VWAP here, this purple line, it was showing that the EMAs, that the 50 and the 100, the 50 is the green line, the 100 is the yellow line, that those were starting to cross over the VWAP, which gave me hope, which is why I held it a little bit longer than necessary, and then I sold it right over here as it was starting to decline and come. As we could tell, the EMAs were starting to cross underneath the VWAP, and then the 200-day moving average didn't even cross over the VWAP at all. Therefore, gave me a great, more of a speculative idea to think that the stock will go down, and so that's why I sold. Like I said, this one really disappointed me just because of the fact that I thought it was going to break the 20-day, $20 resistance. But until this 50-day moving average crosses over, and some of these candlesticks starts turning green on their closing day, then it would show some hope for some upward mobility. Right, and since I was just fresh from it, let's go to APT. APT, I lost a little bit on. APT, just because of the fact that I could have would have should have, right. If I had stuck to my original game plan, which was to sell this at 12:30, just because I was not sure if it was going to hold into the day. It's not like another big, well-known pharmaceutical company, mRNA, Moderna, which I've been speaking about. I've been speaking about this company for quite a couple of months when I first saw them on CNBC. You can go back. I remember posting it on Facebook and posting it on Twitter, just because I know that this was going to be mRNA. Just the title alone was just enough for me, because that's what proteins come from, mRNA. They're synthesized from DNA. So I knew that there was genius already in the thought. So, but anyway, APT, another pharmaceutical company really regulating on mask. As you could tell, I was investing in stocks that dealt with the respiratory system, so VAPO, APT with their mask. But this short float or the small float stock really didn't go as high as I anticipated. Like I thought it was going to close green, and if it closed green, it was going to give a bullish engulfing candlestick, and then give an opportunity to go higher. I got out just because it was pulling back way too much, and because it was pulling back too much, it just gave me the idea that I should just get out. And as we can tell here, right at that 3 p.m. time, because I was still holding, thinking that it was going to be able to break this resistance at the 1650 area, because once it was holding, it was up there and it was holding, and it was only holding for a couple minutes in the 2 p.m. hour. Um, and because it was only holding, this is 2 p.m. 2:30, right? It came down. When it came down, I said, okay, as long as it holds over 1630, which is where I originally bought, and since it wasn't holding that 1630, I bought 1630 back here. Actually, like it was closer to that 11 time. Oh, is it back here? I remember it was earlier in the morning. Right now, I just can't. Right now, I just can't think of it. But I kept on saying that if it closes, at least it closes above 16. And as we can see, the price is coming up now. If it closes above 16, 30 will be fine for Monday. But now, as we can see, as it hits low at $15, it's starting to find some some traction. And what I like to see is when it's trading like this, right? That it had a downward, tumultuous downward spiral, right? Let go of all of his gains pretty much. Not all of it because it's still up 6% on the day. But once it starts trading over the EMA and that 50-day EMA crosses over the VWAP, I like that. I like when it has that opportunity to do that. When the which tends to happen when it's trading like this, it will pop up to the 200-day EMA. And the 200-day EMA is usually that point of like real strong resistance. You have a couple of 20 cents, maybe 30 cents above before it's try to snap it back down. So, that's why I like using the EMAs, because it give you a point of reference of where the price could actually go. This one looks like it wants to start heading back up. I already sold my shares. I just want to go over this because this downtrend can happen at any given time, but we see what did it do? Like at the beginning of the day, we see the VWAP, right? We're centering everything around the VWAP, and we had the EMAs cross over the VWAP. This is still intraday, right? The only EMA that was left was the red, was the 200-day EMA, and if the 200-day EMA crossed over the VWAP, the trading price would have went higher. Man, it would have definitely tested that 1725, but it didn't. It didn't. And maybe towards the close, with 5 minutes left, it might try to find some support and jump all the way up to $16. But I doubt that. If it does, they'll probably do it in the after hours. But yeah, this is not the best way to close out the trading day. Whether it's a Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, it doesn't matter. Trading downward is usually not the best. Um, so there's 5 minutes left in the trading day. As we can tell, the news is still a little speculative. Things are still all up and around. We're not really sure what is what, but I am still in two other positions that I feel like that will give me some profits. Unfortunately, I didn't get profits off of APT, even though I was up, and I could have, would have, should have sold, but I didn't. So if I close any other trades and it's still, and the trading day is still going on, I'll post it up. But right now, APT look like it's trying to regain back some of its loss that it took going into the final hour of training. So We'll get back to it on another day. This is another great trading day. I'll go over my wins later. There's more value in the losses. Forget all that.